Hello there everybody, welcome to another video by me, Mr. Drone. You can see I'm sitting here in my studio today. I'm putting together a video that you will watch now based on the Central Docks area in Liverpool. So it's a large area in Liverpool by the Everton Stadium down at Bramley-Moore Dock. That is due some regeneration. Well, we know that it has got a £5 billion of investment being put into it. The site spans 2.5 kilometres across the Liverpool waterfront. They do plan, the current plans, plan to generate 9,000 new homes. There's 31,000 square foot of business space, 53,000 square foot of hotel and conference area, and 27,000 square foot of restaurants and cafes. So I recently did do a video of this. We'll be looking at some of the shots of that now, just showing you the area. I recently did do a video to start our documentation of the regeneration of the area that is planned. But I'm lucky that a subscriber who's helped quite a lot throughout my documentation of the Everton Stadium, a subscriber named David Badcock, has taken some time to put together some slides to give us a lot more information on what we can expect to see over the coming months at the Central Docks area. So we're going to have a look through those slides now. There are quite a few, so bear with us, but there's a lot of information in these. So I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Let's get to it. Okay, so here's the first slide, which just shows the image and the view looking from south to north at the Central Dock area. Slide number 2 says, with regard to this undeveloped land, Peel Group own all of the land and docks that we see here looking south to north. West of Waterloo Road is where the red line is to the right, and Regent Road, the green line, to the right. Jesse Hartley Way is the south border. Under the drone here at the north end, it includes Nelson Dock, next to the new Everton Stadium at Bramley-Moore Dock. P.S. The Friedkin Group are trying to purchase Nelson Dock from Peel, so that's at the very top of the picture. Peel Group have had an overall development plan for this area for many years, and they call it Liverpool Waters, some of which has already been developed south of Jesse Hartley Way, with the overall plan being modified as time has passed, according to new circumstances. With regard to the whole undeveloped area, they have divided it into the following 3 sub-areas. Number 1, Central Docks, which comprises most of the land seen in this shot, yellow dots. Number 2, Clarence Dock, which comprises Trafalgar, Salisbury and Collingwood Docks, marked with the orange. And number 3, Nelson Dock, which, as I said, is at the very top of the picture, which cannot really be viewed. As part of the government's strategy for building new homes in November 2024, the Chancellor budgeted and the Treasury allocated a £56 million investment via Homes England to Liverpool City Council in order to accelerate the stalled scheme of Central Docks only, by ensuring work would start on the groundworks and the Central Park. This is a change in approach. Originally, potential plot developers were wary of the associated costs of the whole development, as they would have been responsible for more than just their own target plot, especially the wider utilities, groundworks and the Central Park. A company called Graham, the civil engineering and construction subsidiary, has been appointed as the lead designer and contractor to get this initial work carried out, and their plans have been approved. The plan states that Graham would be fully on site in July 2025 with their offices installed on the southern boundary of the designated Clarence Dock area north of Central Docks, and for the work to have started by September 2025. And slide number 3 here shows the 3 subdivisions of the undeveloped land, which at the very top, right by the Everton Stadium in blue, you can see Nelson Dock, the orange area in the middle, Clarence Dock, and the area at the bottom marked in yellow is Central Dock. Slide number 4 here shows Clarence Dock, which is a subdivision, Collingwood, Salisbury and Trafalgar Docks, sorry. And this shot here outlines those smaller docks And it says, apart from some land, Clarence Dock comprises of 3 old docks called Collingwood, Salisbury and Trafalgar. And as you can see there, to the left, Salisbury Dock marked in purple with the clock tower at the corner. To the right in the yellow, Collingwood Dock, and the larger area right at the bottom of the screen marked in green is Trafalgar Dock. The next slide shows the view from over Trafalgar Dock, looking from north to south. So we're looking back towards the city now. And looking at this next image from the same area, but looking southwards, still looking southwards from over Trafalgar Dock. In the Clarence Dock subdivision, orange bordered. The Central Dock subdivision is shown here in yellow. So you can see the separation from Clarence Dock and Central Dock there in that image. And still looking in the same direction here, from north to south, looking back towards the city, still over Trafalgar Dock. We get the information that says this initial development of Central Dock being undertaken by Graham will comprise of 1. Installation of the Central Dock headquarter offices adjoining Central Dock, but within the Clarence Dock subdivision. 2. Groundworks, which will include fresh and dirty water services, electrical facilities and communication services. The topography means that both forms of water piping are in places across the site under the water table. Electrical substation transformers may be added as demand rises over time. Number 3, building the main access roads and pathways. Number 4, the building of 2 bridges over the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, 1 road bridge and 1 footbridge. Number 5, the complete building and landscaping of the Central Park. The Central Park will border both sides of the canal, but mainly on the east side. It will include a more nature-focused area to the south end and an activity area to the north end of the park. The activity area will include a small running track around a multi-purpose all-weather basketball court and small football pitch. Number 6, the paths and road on the site will subdivide the area into smaller plots, with most plots imagined to be with buildings to the outside of the plot and a courtyard in the middle, intending to maximise natural light and views. Number 7, within the Mersey Wall to the west of Trafalgar Dock, there is an old screening chamber which is failing, so this will be resolved as part of the project. It will require the construction of a cofferdam, removal of all water and then infilling of the chamber with concrete. And the following few images point out some more specific features that we can expect to see in the summer and beyond as Graham carry out the civil works. In orange highlighted there, it says, firstly, it should be pointed out that the current tenants in this orange area might remain here when Graham starts work. So Graham have provided 2 different plans for their site headquarters. If the tenancy terminates before Graham start, then their compound will overlay the orange area. But for the purposes of these slides, it's assumed that the tenants remain. And this one shows a new temporary haulage road from the Waterloo Road Tower Gate opposite Cotton Street across the Clarence Dock subdivision, requiring the installation of a temporary Bailey Bridge over the Leeds-Liverpool Canal to the right there. Obviously, the road is marked with the black and orange. And in addition to that, this one shows a temporary asphalted car park for Graham employees and contractors. Here we see the added area for porter cabins, which will comprise of offices and welfare facilities. And then we show the area for services, including a generator, water bowser and sewage treatment plant being added in the blue. And next up we can see the larger areas here. So the first large area shows the storage area being added. And a little up to the right shows 2 areas being added for stone recycling. Okay, now that we've pointed out the delineation of Liverpool Waters subdivisions and what we can expect to see Graham doing with regard to their works, logistics on and aside Clarence Dock subdivision, the next series of slides will deal with what we can expect to see developing on the Central Dock area itself, As a reminder, the intention with the government financial support is to carry out the civil engineering, including the construction of access roads and main pathways, set to the topography and ground levels to be coherent, resolve some major engineering difficulties and install the core utilities in order to make the individual plots carved out by the grid of access ways more enticing for property developers to invest and start work. So this main site arterial road will be called Riverview, obviously the long line marked with the grey and the yellow outline. It will reach from the Regent Road Tower Gate opposite Cotton Road right over to the Mersey Wall. It demarks the boundary between the Central Dock subdivision to the south of it and the Clarence Dock subdivision to the north of it. From the Tower Gate, it initially follows the line of Cotton Road before bending to be perpendicular to the Mersey Wall. It will require the installation of a road bridge over the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. And you can see here a further road that will cut through the middle of the Central Dock subdivision to link Riverview at the north end with Jesse Hartley Way. At the south end will be called Park Street. It will have wide pavements, cycleways to both sides. And another road to be added here to the left, and this one will be called East Street, but there will be no vehicle access at the southern end. And another one added to the right by the Mersey says that the roadway along the Mersey Wall, stretching from the roundabout at the end of Jesse Hartley Way to about the middle line of Trafalgar Dock to the bottom right of this image, will be called River Walk. And up to the top left of the image, about halfway down, we've got a new road that says this roadway is only the first stretch of Park View, which will continue right through from Waterloo Road opposite Porter Street to the River Walk next to the Mersey Wall. Park View will cross over the Leeds and Liverpool Canal via the arched footbridge. And another one added right in the middle which says this narrow cut-through road, it has no name but links Park Street and East Street, mainly for refuse collection and other service vehicles. Okay, this one shows that along the east side of the Central Dock subdivision, inside the wall along Waterloo Road, at the south to Regent Road, at the north there will be a broad cobbled pedestrian route called Dock Wall Walk. At the southeast corner of the site there will be a landscape square called Arrival Square. We will just show an image of that cobbled walk right now. There are then several main cycleways and footpaths across the site, with the main one being the extension of Park View, which goes over an arched footbridge, over the canal to River Walk, which can be seen marked with a red triangle to the right just on that canal. Except for Central Park, which is highlighted in the next slide, each plot in the grid of these main ways and their offspurs are referenced by code, for example CO1, D03, etc. In the main, they will have multi-storey buildings to their outer perimeter with some gaps, and the area at the centre of each plot will also be landscaped after the plot buildings are completed. The outline plan for all the plots in the Central Dock subdivision will be for the majority of ground level establishments to be retail outlets, including pubs, restaurants, shops and community hubs, which might include gyms and meeting halls, with the floors above ground level mainly being residential flats or apartments. Central Park is shown here as a green area. It lies on both sides of the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. The area south of Park View and the bridge will be landscaped to comprise grassy areas and wild nature strips. Shrub borders and mature trees, ponds and pathways meandering between the subdivided areas. The area north of Park View appears to have had several different plans within the outline of being a more activity-based area. The current plans imply the installation of a multi-use all-weather basketball court, five-a-side football pitch and a three-lane running track around it, indicated here as a red oval. We'll just take a look at some images of the park. Much as we saw at Bramley-Moore Dock, the heritage rails seen here along the Mersey Wall will be lifted and then reinstalled in the new Riverwalk roadway. Okay, there's a rather complex civil engineering job to be undertaken with regard to an old screening chamber in the Mersey Wall, shown here as a triangular section of the wall. If the chamber walls will have to be strengthened before it's then infilled with concrete to seal it off. This will require the construction of a cofferdam at the edge of the Mersey next to the wall. The screening chamber collected groundwater from the surrounds as well as water from the Mersey at high tide, which was all filtered before being used as a reservoir for a local power station situated nearby. Okay, and that's all for now, folks, as it says. But please do note and remember that all of this information is based on Liverpool City Council approved plans. However, plans can change. So, as it says, don't shoot the messenger if it all unfolds differently. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I did. There was a lot of information, a lot to take in there, but it's great to see the roads that are coming in, as well as where the Graham headquarters and that will be. So there's things for us to look out for there coming in July, maybe. So over the next couple of months, we should be seeing some changes there and things starting to be done. And it'll just be great to see some sort of progress there. It was good to see where the park will be and the images that we got as well as the bridges. Like I say, a lot to take in there. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me have your comments. Anything you know about the site as well, please do let us know. But as I say, it's one for us to follow, and I've done this video today in my studio because when there's a lot of information, a lot of slides to go through, it's obviously better to do it sitting here to go through to make sure I can get that information over to you as best I can. So yes, I hope you enjoyed the video. Big massive thank you to David Badcock, who did put all that together for us and kind of asked me to, he put it together for me to share on my channel. So yeah, thank you very much for that. And as I say, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please do let me know. Let me have all of your comments. Please like, share, subscribe. Lots more to come. Thank you very much, everyone.